Well, we were actually all cheering you guys along with the Brexit over here in Australia, watching the whole countdown live. It was a great moment in history. And while I wouldn't call myself working class, I've always been more of a peasant since the Welsh kings of our family were thrashed by the English. You know, too bad, so sad. I'll file my claim for reparations after the show. But speaking of peasants and rulers, you recently became a reality TV star on a program called Rise and Fall. Now, according to Wikipedia, the source of absolute 100% truth, Rise and Fall is a reality TV show and social experiment with 16 contestants divided between rulers living in a penthouse and grafters sent down to the basement. Now, Sophie, what was it like to spend 6 weeks living as a lab rat for entertainment?
You know, it was great fun. It was the best thing I've ever done. I was a grafter, once a grafter, always a grafter. I was the grafter of the show because I spent the longest time as a grafter, no surprise there, doing all of the work shifts. But no, it was excellent fun. The reason why I wanted to do the show is because, you know, we've got the likes of Love Island in the UK. I don't know if they have that in Australia, but in the UK we have like shows like Love Island and, you know, Real Housewives and all of this stuff, and they all just get one type of woman who are, you know, think Liverpool is a country and, you know, are brain dead, and it's just all about how they look. And I didn't like how women were being portrayed in the media. I don't like how women my age are being portrayed in the media. So I went and did this show to show that, no, there are different types of women out there. You shouldn't be afraid to be outspoken. You shouldn't be embarrassed to be smart. You shouldn't, you know, not everything is about the way you look, and try and sort of break down those stereotypes. But I had an absolute blast doing it.
Did you actually make it to the penthouse, or did you spend all your time down in the basement?
No, I made it to the penthouse, luckily. So my strategy was because in the penthouse you could get eliminated from the game, whereas you couldn't in the basement. So I just like coasted in the basement until like the very last moment. So that was my strategy, is to last as long as I physically could in the basement and until right near the end of the game. So
what did they make you do down there?
So we had to do work shifts. So all of these work shifts were sort of named after like normal industries. So the first one, we were electricians. So we had to like hold like a bar above our head for like a long period of time whilst getting electrocuted, and like you couldn't like let it go, otherwise you'd fail. The second week we ate dog food, and the worst one was, it was like this green vegetarian cat food, and we were literally vomiting. It was really funny. We had to be like baggage handlers, so like run on a treadmill that was going backwards. Like we were worked in the waste disposal unit. One of them we had to like lay in like this freezing cold ice bath for like 5 minutes and like try and survive. So yeah, it was pretty brutal. So in the basement there was no food at all. It was just, we got like flour and yeast and we had to make our own bread, and that was it. That's all we ate, other than dog food, of course. And there was like no hot water, so like the showers were obviously like freezing cold, and they used to sort of play with the temperatures to like mess you up a little bit, and we had no concept of what the time was.
Yeah, well, that no time thing would be pretty tricky, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I think that was probably the hardest thing about all of it. Like, a lot of people thought like the food and all that would be hard. That was easy. It was, you'd wake up and you'd not know what day it is and you'd not know what time it was. It was just bizarre.